Good evening and welcome to United Real Therapy, people. How are we all doing? Where do we start? Watch the game. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about what I thought about the game, but more importantly, I'm going to talk to you guys about what I saw trending afterwards. The Ollie out was trending after the game. And you know what? I'm quite saddened by that, actually. I'm quite saddened by that. I am, I was quite devastated by that, especially after going on a protest yesterday. Big up King Luku, big up Canada, the devil. I was quite disappointed with that Ollie out trending, because we need to be united. We need to stay focused. One thing we cannot do, guys, we cannot allow ourselves to get emotional about the game. To me, the game didn't matter to me. Soon as that thing got announced, the Super League, got announced, they ruined the season for me. They ruined the end of the season for me. And I'm being honest with you. I'm just trying to stay real and truthful to you guys. I wasn't too asked about it today. And actually, if Leeds would have won, I would have been like, yeah, I deserve that. I know the players don't deserve that. I know as fans we don't deserve that. But at the end of the day, the people who run our club deserve that, because they try to ruin English football. And football, full stop, they try to ruin football. Welcome, all of you guys, welcome. So I'm quite disheartened. I'm quite disappointed that Ollie out was trending. I respect every one of you guys. I respect every different opinion as a United fan. All the different United fans who have so many different opinions. There are Bruno FC, there are Pogba FC, Martial FC, Rashford FC. There are all these different kind of fans exist within our fan base, and that's 100% all right. I am never too bothered about that. I'm never too bothered about that. But I was quite disappointed that some of us got distracted and lost our way and start trending Ollie out. At the end of the day, that's what they want us to do. They want us to trend Ollie out so that Ollie gets a sack. They replace him with somebody else who doesn't have a clue what they're doing, and then we go again. At the end of the day, guys, we need to stay focused, please. Anybody who would talk to me, I've been telling anybody who would talk to me about how toxic our structure is, how toxic, how incapable, how much of idiots, muppets these owners are that own our club. But then I'm calling them all these things, and I'm like, you should call them these names for people who care. They don't care. Man United just a straight up cash cow. So to me, long as they're not trending and Ollie's trending, that helps them. That's fine. And I'm a bit disheartened, regardless what he said. I want to come to what he said. I'm going to tell you now, the great Alex Ferguson. Great Ferguson. And I'm going to give you a little bit of backstory. Some of you might be new to this. 2 Irish owners had majority of ownership, majority of shares at Man United. The 2 Irish, McManus, I forgot the other one, what's his name, but I know one of them was called McManus. I forgot the other guy's name. They were quite pally with Ferguson. This is after Manted Edwards sold his shares to these 2 guys. Millionaire, multi-millionaire Irish guys who are into horse racing. They're famous for horse. They breed winners. Fergie got pally with them because that was Fergie's. That's how Sir Alex Ferguson distressed from. That's how he distressed from football. Basically, to cut a long story short, they got pally with Fergie. Fergie thought they gave him this horse called the Rock of Gibraltar. And there was an argument. Argument came about because of this horse. Next minute, before that, couple of years before, the Glazers bought a couple of shares here and there. McManus and the other guy sold their rights, because if they would have sacked Fergie, United fans would have forever hunted them down. And that's what happened, guys. And then years later, Fergie was against the big takeover, the Glazers. David Gill, who was our CEO at the time, was against it. Everybody was against it because we knew it was a hostile takeover, and it was one of the most incredibly damaging takeovers that ever happened to any football club in any time in history. At the end of the day, it happened. We did what we did. But Fergie and Gil got paid by the Glazers to keep their mouth shut. And Fergie's on record saying the owners are really good owners. So I don't know what you guys want Ole Gunnar Solskjaer to do. I genuinely do not know what you guys want Ole Solskjaer to do, because he's got to play that fine line. He already called out and said it was disgraceful. They didn't say the word disgraceful, but he said it was unbelievable to think that we can go into Super League, because it cuts out the competitiveness. And he said even when he's no longer a manager at Man United, he wants to come back and watch Man United team that's going to risk it, going to be under pressure to lose. And they have to play for something. Not because they were going to turn this new Super League was going to turn football into like pre-season friendlies that you get, those pre-season tournaments that you get in Thailand or Malaysia or wherever, or Indonesia or in the US, those tournaments, that's what it's going to turn it into. So at the end of the day, guys, obviously he uses the word. He was being very careful. He says he has a good working relationship with Ed Woodward, good working relationship with the owners, and they back me. He's got to say that. Henderson and Klopp came out the other day saying, Liverpool fans should not protest. Now, if Ollie was to come out and say we should not protest, that's a different story. That is a totally different story. Then I can understand some of the Ollie outers coming out against him and getting Ollie out trending. But I'm sorry to say, guys, I was disheartened and I was really disappointed. And tonight, I didn't even want to come on here because I was like, what is going on? We were the Man United fan base were united for what? 4 or 5 days. 4 or 5 days. Man United fan base were united for 4 or 5 days. I'm not saying we all should have the same opinion, but one thing we should all want is get rid of these toxic muppets, these leeches, these vultures. That's what we should be doing. So the last thing I wanted to see, for me, they spoiled the end of the season for me. They spoiled it, especially the league games. They spoiled it for me. They literally spoiled, because we're going to, most likely we might finish, if worse, we're going to finish third. At our best, we're going to finish fourth. City are going to win the league. And today, what I saw there was just a game that Leeds didn't want to get hammered. So Leeds and Bielsa, the great Bielsa, and Leeds adapted their tactics so that Man United didn't embarrass them again. And we were unlucky. And it was the first time, actually, the players that have had a week. But what the week has been, as much as any of us have been distressed, as much as any of us have been shocked, confounded, disappointed, disgusted, a lot of the players are football fans. That's why they play football. The reason why they're like us, but they're just living their dream playing for Man United. So I was really disappointed to see Ollie out. It's not about Ollie. It's not about the players. We need to stay on message. I cannot stress this enough, guys. We need to all stay on message to get these vultures out. People say to me, "Well, come on, Mr. Structure, what are you talking about? 16 years ago, we couldn't get them out. 16 years ago, social media wasn't around. Sponsors weren't being pressured as much as they're pressured now. Sponsors all have to come out. I mean, come on. JB Morgan, one of the most vulture capitalists in investment banks, who were just disgusting, who actually helped to crash the economy a decade and a bit ago. They came out and were like, oh, we're really sorry. Because everything's about reputation now. So I'm telling you guys, please, you can be Ollie out. Just wait till the end of the season or wait till next season. Let's get the Glazers out first. Then you can have whatever you want with Ollie. But let's get the Glazers out first. Stay on message. Let's stay united. Because honestly, I didn't want to come on here tonight because I was like, listen, I'm in my head, I'm thinking, you know what? Those of you guys who are part of the therapy, I've got responsibility to you guys for me to talk about it. I can't just be selfish and go, just because I'm upset, United fans got distracted and got emotional, started trending Ollie out. Well, we should all be trending Glazers out. Every tweet I make now, since been 7 days, I always put Glazers out. Every one of you guys who are on social media should do that. Anyway, that's enough of my monologue. Air fans listened enough. Air fan, Can I just ask your opinion? Were you disheartened and disappointed as me to see Ollie out trending when we?
Yeah, I mean that was very sad to see that. I won't lie. It was very, very sad. I thought, it shows that football is this very strange thing where it has this big amount of irrationality to it. We've got all this sort of damaging behavior by big business, and here you've got a guy who's just trying his best. I don't agree with everything he does at all, but I see what he's trying to do, and he stabilized us. If I just put the football tactics aside and what he does as a football manager, I just put them aside. He's just trying to settle everything and just build small blocks. And look, with this going on, it's not easy to sort of to maintain a focus when you've got this in the back of your head. Where you can't, your hands are tied to a certain degree. You can't go out and rubbish the owners because they employ you. And then, even as a United fan, that if you go, all right, these people I work for, these Muppets, these owners, see you later, you've lost the job. And as a fan, you're thinking, which idiot's going to come in and bring it down to Mourinho style again? So you're trapped. You're trapped as a person, as a Man United fan, first and foremost, because that's what Ollie is, whether we like it or not. It's true. So look, I don't like the fact. I mean, I don't know what the reason why Pogba didn't start. I mean, do you know the reason why Pogba didn't start?
I think I just over the weekend watching some of the games. A lot of the Muslim players were all fasting, and they can't really last more than 45 minutes. But I thought Pogba should have come on second half.
Yeah, I think he should have played a half at least because we're not the same team without him, especially in the last few games. So, I mean, look, they've gone back to the Ollie thing, yeah. Really, I don't mind, like you said, I don't mind Ollie out once we've got good owners. When we got terrible owners, Ollie out means nothing. It's a very, very bad choice. And what it is, it shows that the fans are quite fickle in the wants that what I call them is it's like a cocaine of success. I want success. I want success because we don't win. Football isn't about that. Football. Let's just look at just if I can talk about City for 2 seconds today. Will. With a structure, look what it does. Look what structure does. Look what structure can do. So this is all about structure. If you have structure, you can have, we could have had a Bielsa United who had a great structure. We could have their manager. Imagine what he could do with our players. So the point I'm trying to make is to the fans: wake up and stop being all about success. I want to win. It's not just about that. You want to be stable and win, and you want to win the right way. You don't want to win the crazy way. You don't want to be this fickle team that Ollie loses 3 games, is Ollie out. Because whether I like his decisions or not, he stabilized the club to a degree. It's just we're at the next level. Can we make the next jump? So the fans need to chill out, and it should be Glazers out. It should never be Ollie out unless he becomes a yes man. He starts doing lots of bad things. But he hasn't done that yet. Okay, and you have to cut him some slack considering the job he's in at the moment. Considering he's also part of the management, and he's the buffer between the players, the fans, and the management. So he's a very easy target. So I think it's a bit cowardly for Ollie. People call him Ollie out. It's very cowardly from our own fans, I'd say.
Thank you, Irfan. Exactly my point. And you know me. That's what my name is, Mr. Structure. I've banged on to you about these guys. I've banged on to anybody that would listen to me about the reasons why. If the back of house, the back of house, the structure, what's behind Ollie, what's behind the players, what's behind the backroom staff. If that's not right, you ain't got nothing for success. You can bring a genius manager, and we're never going to win the league. I'm telling you guys, some of you guys don't believe me. I promise you, I've been watching this game for 30 years. Everybody in the club has to be pulling the same way. Everybody would want to be at each other's throats to perfect, to go on a challenge, to go and get a championship, to go and get a European Cup. That's what would have to happen. But we don't have that owners. They use it as a cash cow. So I saw Ollie out trending. I'm just like, what the hell? Have I not screamed enough? Have I not shouted enough to tell you guys? It's nothing to do with the manager and the players. If the owners of our club don't have the philosophy, don't have a roadmap, don't have a project, a 5-step plan, a 3-year plan, to say this is how we're gonna go from here now to go on and contending for the league and then winning the league or winning the Champions League. We don't have that. They just see dividends, kind of take money out, Can I go on scheme and plan to be in some Super League, which is going to be like a friendly games are going to be played between big clubs? Try to manufacture big games and spitting everything Sir Matt Busby stood for, spitting everything Fergie stood for. A lot of you guys missed it. Fergie on that Sunday night was the first one to come out and go. He said some of my best nights at Man United were the finals, playing in the final and playing in the Champions League. That's what he said. He was one of the first people to come out. And a lot of people forget that. You can find the quotes. On that Sunday night, last Sunday night, when we were all in shock, Fergie was one of the first to come out. And yesterday we were out there. I've still can't talk properly. My voice is gone still. And here we are, Ollie out is trending. Now I understand not everybody, Man United fan, not everybody that was tweeting, because I looked at some of the people that were tweeting Ollie out. Not everybody. Well, a lot of burner accounts, what I call burner accounts, which are accounts that have got zero followers, following 5 people. So I know that some of the fans from other clubs are being fictitious, you know, try to stir trouble. But a lot of Man United fans were also trending, were also saying Ollie out, and it just broke my heart. It genuinely broke my heart, and I'm like, wow. 5-6 days, almost 7 days, we were united, and all of a sudden United play, and a game that means nothing. City are gonna win the league, guys. We're not in the league. We're not in a title race. We're not in a title race. So this idea that we're gonna be Ollie out and we're gonna go off message really hurt me. Really hurt me. Great opportunity to go out there. But anyway, Irfan, coming on to the I can't make that. I cannot stress that enough.
But Nuruddin, look, even going back to your point, how do you expect? Let's say, how many United fans have we got worldwide? How many we got? 500 million, 500 million, 600 million. How many we got?
We got millions anyway.
Let's just say we got 400. Let's say we got 400 million. Is it really? Do we really expect that many million opinions to be the same?
No.
Trending on Twitter. What, it can be 2,000 tweets to be trending on Twitter.
Yeah, but Irfan, it is, to be fair, it's usually out trending. It's usually trending, and not all of those not everybody is awake and watching the games at different times in all those different countries. But it was disappointing. It was disheartening. Like I said, I looked at some of the accounts that were posting Ollie out, and it was burner accounts. They weren't all United fans. They weren't all, some of them were, but some of them weren't.
But Nuruddin, but we, you know, look, I'm reading the comments too, yeah, and there's a lot of sensible comments where they're basically saying, look, are we not allowed to criticize Ollie?
No, you can. That's what I'm saying.
Can I just say, look, can I just say, I'm not the biggest Ollie fan. I'm not. As a manager, I'm not. I like to see serious managers with serious pedigree. Bielsa, to me, is a serious manager. Ollie is still learning the game. So can I just say to all the people in the comments, of course you can criticize Ollie. I'm not his biggest fan at all. As a tactician, no, definitely not. I look at him, I can see he's learning the job. I can see the people that are not particularly, who don't have great man management, but have great technical ability. Then you have the guys who've got both. You need to have both. You need to have man management ability and you need to have tactical ability. And Ollie is still missing, and his backroom staff are very, very poor, to me, in my opinion, on tactical ability. Okay, but you know, sometimes he shows me he's improving, sometimes he shows me he's not. So I just want to say to the United fans who are saying, "Oh, why are we protecting Ollie from any criticism?" We're not. We don't. Me and you. I don't think Nuruddin, you're not the biggest Ollie fan either, are you? You know.
No. For me, I don't have any agenda. I will criticize him when he needs criticized. When I think like he's got the game plan wrong and he didn't make his in-game management wrong, I criticize him. And then I praise him when he needs praising. I don't have any agenda.
No, the
only agenda that I've ever had since 16 years is to get rid of those toxic bastards out of this club. That's the only agenda that I've ever had. The only agenda. I don't have any agenda. I was Mourinho out, as everybody knows, because he was absolutely taking the piss out of our club, saying, I've sat on this side and I'm not Man United out. After the Seville game, he should have been sacked. If you had any owners that cared about Man United, Jose Mourinho should have been sacked after that Seville game. Not because we lost the game, because of his comments. because of his comments.
Yeah.
But these vultures don't care about Man United.
No.
And I'm just so sick. I'm not saying you can criticize all you want. Criticize all you want. But I just want people to stay focused. We're never going to get this opportunity again to put some serious pressure on these toxic owners of our club. And I promise you, we're never going to win the league or come any close to Champions League with these owners. I said it. I said it 5 years ago. I said it 6 years ago. And I'm still right. We're going to go into another...
Okay, but Nuruddin, here's...
If they stay for another 2 more years, we're not going to go anywhere near a league title. Even if they go by Haaland and Rice and Sancho and these guys, we're not ready because they're not all pushing in the same way to go and win a title. So I'm not asking you to criticize. I'm not asking you to not criticize, Ollie. I'm just saying to you, stay focused with the Glazer out campaign. Let's stay united. I've been waiting for this opportunity for 16 years. 16 years, guys. And if we don't get rid of them, I'm telling you now, a lot of you might have kids, and a lot of you might have bullied your kids to support United, but I promise you now, another 5, 7, 8, 10 years, your kids are going to support other clubs. Even you might go and support other teams because you'll be so sick of supporting Man United. They only see us as a cash cow. When one of the Sky presenters is talking and saying, one of the owners came to a stadium and was like, what team are we? I'm 100% he's talking about the Glazers. He's talking about the Glazers. He's saying, what team are we? He's talking about the Glazers. They were pushing this. They were the architects of this plan with Perez. Joe Glazer, we never heard from Joe Glazer. Last Sunday, we were all here. We could all hear a statement from Joe Glazer. So I'm just trying to get you to understand, guys. If we don't stay focused to get rid of these owners, we're going to miss that opportunity, and it's going to be more damaging in the long term.
But Nuruddin, can I put some...
It's nothing to do with the players that we buy, nothing to do with the managers we will have. Whatever would happen with Ollie will happen. At the end of the day, it's a results business.
But yeah, so say,
Ollie's results are not good enough, Ollie will be out.
Yeah. But Nuruddin, here's the problem, though. Here's the problem. I'm trying to come back to what you're saying, though. Yeah, I'm trying to be neutral, for example. The problem we have is because we've got such a massive global support fan base and we've got a deep, deep history, right, going back decades, yeah. The fact that we're second, yeah, is making probably fans think we don't have a problem. Oh, well, look, we're second, you know. So I think that the fact that we're second is probably clouding people and thinking, oh no, if we're second now, we can get to first, and it's clouding people because I don't see people being really desperately wanting to get the Glazers out because all they care about is first and second, and that they're not getting the wider point about the structure that you keep making. And until I get that on the United, it's a big problem. So getting the fans to understand that we need to get the Glazers out just so we can have a chance of success. I don't think the fans are getting it. They're not getting it. And this is the problem. Now, if we were 7th or 8th, or if we were Arsenal this year, I think the job would be easier. I really think the job would be easier. But then they would be changing manager, wouldn't they? So it's okay to criticize, but, you know, we need to also offer a solution. And the solution, like you said, is forget whatever happens, it has to be Glazers out. That's the first thing we got to do. And the fans need to wake up to it, that has to happen because it's structure. No team around the world wins without any structure. No team wins. It's impossible, okay? And this is the thing. So the fans, right, you know, United can win one, we can feel happy, you feel we're second, but it's not going to mean anything because nothing is going to change on a deep level until we get these guys out. Nothing is going to change, okay? And I just want, like I said, we are not the biggest all-in guys in terms of being a football manager, but we don't see him as the problem. We see the Glazers as the problem. And if the minute you give up on this idea, oh no, and forget about it, like they're playing a game, like the royal family to a degree, where just to keep you quiet and keep you happy. That's the game that they're playing, okay? Because like I said, it's a cash cow to them, it's a commodity. But you'll never go any further without a structure. And these guys, like I said, they don't care about Man United's success. All they care about is how much revenue they can get, how much dividends they can pay themselves, and how to keep you lot quiet. And that's all it is. It's a daily game that they play. And that's it. So, you know, we have a massive fan base, but getting them all together is going to be one hell of a task for them to all get this. That's the biggest problem we're fighting, is to get the fan base all united to get them out. I mean, do you think we could start? Would you think a green and gold could start again?
Of course, they're fun. It already started again. T-shirts sold, new messaging sold, all that. Scarves were getting sold yesterday outside Old Trafford at the protest. If it kills me, I'm gonna take it to the grave with me, guys. If it kills me, I'm gonna try my very best to try to unite the fans, to get you all to stay focused. Therapy Army, please. A lot of you on Twitter and Instagram, please spread the message. Spread the message. We all need to stay and build this movement to get these guys out. Look at the protest Arsenal put out the other day. Already, the guy who owns Spotify, apparently a big Arsenal fan, he's already said, you know what? If the Cronkies want to sell, I'm here. The guy who owns Spotify. What I'm telling you, the Red Knights wrote a letter.
You mean the Swedish guy?
Yeah, the Red Knights wrote a letter. I don't know if he's Swedish.
Yeah, this guy on Spotify is a Swedish guy.
Yeah, he's a massive Arsenal fan, he said. So I just want you all, please, do your best to get people united and just to challenge people. We need all of you guys. I'm going to need every one of you, Therapy Army, right? I'm going to need you out there on social media to just, anytime anybody's trending this player, I'm not even talking about how players play. I know Dan James was trending, but I don't blame Dan James. I don't blame any of the players. I don't. They've already, by doing what they would try to do, orchestrating this thing, planning this thing for 3 years. They've been planning this thing for 3 years, guys. Woodward and the Glazers, planning this together, scheming this, try to get everybody else involved in the top 6. We have to get rid of them. The Red Knights, 2 days ago, a day and a half ago, released a statement, wanted to get rid of them. So please, guys, please, let's stay on message. Now, we're going to come to a bit about the game. Did you watch the game, Irfan?
Yeah, I missed the first about 30 odd minutes, and I watched the last 60 of it. And like I said, they are one of my favorite teams to watch. I just love watching them. Yeah. But what I respect about Bielsa today, Bielsa said, okay, we're not going to create the opportunity for us to slap us on the break. That's the first thing they did. So they were quite measured. I have to admit, they were very measured. I mean, we totally dominated in the second half. We totally dominated them, but we're lacking that quality again. We lack that quality, that creativity, that opening. That same thing we always lack. We lack that little bit of magic to open up the team. No one's got it. You don't know when it's going to happen, because people call us Moments FC, but you don't know when it's going to come. But, I respect the fact that we got it together in the second half, but I also respect Leeds. I do respect them. And what did I say yesterday? I called it 0-0, didn't I? I said yesterday 0-0. If you look back at predictions, we called it as 0-0.
We thought it might be
also because I didn't feel, apart from the rivalry, I didn't think Olive had anything to play for. I think Ollie is thinking now in the Europa League, he's got second or third. I'll just sort of, as long as I don't lose, I'm sort of happy with that. Yeah, that's the tactics I got. That was the tactics I got today. Some people said it was a boring match, it was this and that, etc. Like I said,
I thought it was an interesting 0-0 for me. I was emotionally, I'm drained. I'm drained by what these vultures, what these leeches try to do to football. You don't understand how much I love football. You don't understand. I don't think any of you guys understand. And they try to ruin it. I'm telling you, if this was to go ahead, this was going to ruin all of our history, all of the traditions of the football, all of the competitive edge. All this was going to be like a preseason friendly, Real Madrid playing Man United, Liverpool playing Barcelona.
Yeah.
That's what going to be. Juventus playing Tottenham. That's what it was just going to be. Every week, you'd be sick of it. Unless you are that PlayStation generation, FIFA generation. Then you've already played this out in your FIFA competitions. But anyway.
But do you agree with what I said on
the game? Yeah. I thought second half we played better. I thought we moved the ball well second half. And I just thought we lacked that little bit of sharpness in front of goal. I think it's because we're not played. This is the first time we've had a break in a long time, in almost a season. Yeah, since lockdown, this is the most we've had a break. So players the edge was missing today. Because I can imagine Ollie giving them a couple of days off. You know what I mean?
But I always said this about United team is that we have too many players not around the peak. We have too many players behind the peak and we have 1 or 2 players who are past the peak. So our players up top are still very raw. Like if you watch the top teams, the players are very, very close to the peak. So we're still. I'm never expecting much from the team. I'm not expecting Greenwood to make the right decisions. I'm never expecting Rashford.
I thought he played well today. I thought everything that was good about Man United. I thought he come on the ball. I thought he was shifting the ball right, especially in the second half. I thought he was unlucky today. I thought Bruno had the best chance of the game where you expect him to hit the target and it just missed the post. And he was man-marked. And another massive thing, people, what some of you might occur to a lot of you, but they parked the bus slightly today.
They did.
The great Bielsa understood United are dangerous.
And they never parked the bus, did they? They never parked the bus.
They never parked the bus for no one. There's only 2 games I've seen them park the bus. City at the Etihad and United at their ground. But have you noticed they've drew with 5 of the top 6 teams?
Yeah, they have.
At their ground at Ellen Road. So they know he has a tactic when he has to play.
Yeah,
a way of playing against the big teams to get. But at least in other games there's been goals. But today there was no goals. I didn't see once them threatening us. They were not a big threat to us.
He said that he sees his team maturing when they can play games like this. He sees them maturing. Yeah.
Well, yeah, man. Big up, man. Big up, bro. Big up to every one of you in here, guys. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Let's build this therapy army. Let's build the true campaign and movement, the revolution that is going to hopefully get these Glazers out. We cannot be flaky when it comes to revolution, guys. But I thought in the game, going back to the game, the thing that we're all sick of, all of us say it. All of us say it. It's McTominay and Fred. And McTominay in the first half especially was really poor. The ball doesn't move quick enough. I understand Pogba's fasting. I think he should have started him. And then he's thinking, it might have been hot. He might have got dehydrated. So
we also might have been saving him for the bigger game.
Of course he is as well. Of course he is. Him and Cavani are both getting saved for the Roma game.
Yeah, Roma game. Yeah.
But yeah, guys, please let's stay focused. Please push the message far and wide. Share it as much as you can. Glazers out. Let's stay on message. Whatever will happen to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer will happen. What happened to players in and out, that would happen. But that our job, the most crucial thing that we could do as a fan base is to put as much pressure as we can to the Glazers. And big up to all those people who put the money together to get that plane over. I thought that was fantastic.
That was a brilliant move.
That was fantastic. Yeah. Loud and clear. Fantastic. Get that message up there in the sky. 2 billion stolen, Glazers out. Simple message. 2 billion stolen.
You see, that's the kind of tactic that needs to happen every day. Every day. That was on every news channel that was there. It was shown. Every sport, every streamer, bang, it's there. They all see it,
That's it. That's what we need to do. But I thought Leeds today respected Man United and thought we're not going to be as open. And that's what happened.
Definitely. That's what I saw. I mean, like I said, it's interesting watching them play. It's very interesting watching them play, see what they do, And like I said, they're missing a bit of quality as well. They are, they need a few, 2, 3, 4 more sort of high quality players to sort of get to the next level. If we had some midfielders, like I said, that could really pass, that could play the defensive and be creative, we see where we need to go. But like I said, the fact that we're sort of like we've sort of reached this level where I don't know if we're going to go any further. I don't see us improving much more than we are. Because he's not the guy that's going to ever, at the moment, bring Donny van de Beek in the team. He's not going to find a way of using this guy, and I think that's going to hinder us from going or even developing another way of playing with that guy in. Because I'm always crying for that guy to get even 20 minutes. You get him in the game, man. Try to use him. And I mean, I don't understand why he's never tried to play him alongside one of the two, Fred or I've never understood it yet. Because this guy can play. Ajax footballers, they're total footballers. They know every position. They know everything about the game. They're intellectually very solid. So I don't get why he didn't. I just don't get it. And this is where I am. I'm really down on Ollie. That's where I'm Ollie. I'm not Ollie out, but I'm Ollie. Ollie, listen, you need to check yourself. But until we get that guy in, imagine him and Pogba playing together all the time. Can you imagine what it'd be like?
I mean, today he came on, I think it was 4 minutes to go. It's embarrassing. There's a fantastic question here from Yafu. Does the 50+1 rule lead to less commercially lucrative Premier League like Bundesliga? The thing what you have to understand is that I don't think it will, because one thing about the product of the Premier League is competitive, and I think with a 50+1 rule, it even get more competitive.
Yeah.
And what is this about? The passion of the fans, what it means to the fans. This being the home of football, I think the fans will always do something that's sensible and long term that leads to good sustainability for their club. Majority of sensible fans will always make decisions that lead. But I personally don't think it would make it less lucrative. I think it would even spread more. I think the TV money would be even shared out even more equally.
Yeah, it will be. Yeah.
Even though it is shared out equally, I think it will be so much good for the game in the long term, because players come, managers come and go, fans are there forever. Fans love that club that they love to the grave. They take it to the grave. And how?
Because remember, Nuruddin, 50+1 is about making sure vulture capitalists just don't run amok with don't treat it like some cheap prostitute or whatever. You just keep using whatever. It is about making sure that decisions are made for the benefit of the fans and the club. 50+1 of the voting rights. That's what I mean. So if he comes in, it means Glazers can't come in because 51% of the rights are owned by the fans. And if you look at the Bundesliga, if you're not 50+1, you can't play in the Bundesliga. That's how the rules are. That's the rules. So, like I said, it makes me sad that we are so uncivilized in terms of football ownership compared to the Germans. The Germans are far more civilized than we are.
I can never say this, guys, honestly. When you go to a game in Germany, it's like the football belongs to the fans. I can't stress it. I beg you, so when we're out traveling, I beg any of you guys to take a trip. Any of you guys to take a trip to Germany and go and watch a football game. You see the love and the passion and the care that they have, and the love, because they're part of it. They're part of it. Nobody makes any massive decisions without it. And the thing about it as well, all those guys, that because Man United are so big, if Man United were to get that rule, can you imagine? Man United don't even need a Sheikh Mansour. We don't need the Paris Saint-Germain owners. We don't need a multi-billionaire like Chelsea's Abramovich. We just need our fans to be on that board. We can get sponsorship still in. We can be lucrative still. And all of the money will go back into renovating the stadium, doing all of the good things that we all want to do. That's what we'll do. Man United are too big. We'll always make money. But we imagine with the fans having a say, all of us voting, members, season ticket holders, supporters, all of us having a say. It'd be amazing, honestly.
I think it would take out. I think
this. Let me just read this out. Chris says Glazers might not care about the protest, but sponsors do. So indirectly, we're affected. Of course we are. Of course we are. Of course we have to, guys. I cannot stress this enough. We've been waiting for this for a long, long time. Long time. Yes, we need to kindly speak to them. Speak to them. Don't be rude. Don't be crass. Don't be swearing at on these platforms, because they will just delete you. But just be constructive with your criticism. Just say
just on the game, Nuruddin. One of the people in the comments is saying Rafinha was a big miss for Leeds.
Oh, of course, he's one of the best players.
Yeah, he's a beautiful player. Beautiful, got such a sweet left foot. That guy has. Yeah,
he's one of the best players. Bruno Fernandes talks to him all of the time. Apparently, according to reports, Bruno Fernandes would love to see Rafinha at Man United. According to reports.
Yeah.
According to reports. But I can't even think about that anymore. I can't even think about transfer. I can't even think about that.
Tough one. But like I said, they missed him. They really missed him in the game,
Yeah. I will definitely check that out, Ha. I will definitely try to check that out. Let me just say, it says 50% is a couple of members voting on behalf of the fans to have the vote.
For the lot, yeah.
Yeah, it's responsible people representing the fans. Yeah. Yeah. They play really good football. Big up Nate T.
They do. They're one of the best, most attractive teams to watch in the Premier
You
League.
know what I would sign? I think he was gettable. I don't think Rafinha will come to Man United. I doubt it unless we offer some ludicrous money. But I think the guy that I really, really like and rate is Neto from Wolves. I really rate that kid. I really, really rate.
And he's young, isn't he? He's still young, isn't he?
Yeah, that's the question, isn't it? I doubt it. I doubt it that Leeds will sell. Yeah, guys, it's, I'm exhausted still from the disappointment of seeing Ollie out today, guys. Like I said, I'm one of those fans who looks at Ollie, maybe some of you say through rose-tinted eyes. Maybe. You could accuse me of that. I think he's done a lot of things after the toxicity of Jose Mourinho. Do I think there's a lot of jobs for the boys' business going on at Man United? 100%. Do I think that? But I think on the whole, Ollie stabilized the club.
He has.
At the end of the day, on a global pandemic, on a truncated season, Man United might finish second or third. And a lot of us thought that we're going to finish 6th or 7th. So at the end of the day, they will never sack, as long as they're in charge, they will never sack a manager that finishes inside the top 4. So whether it's Ollie or whether anybody else, even if we get somebody else and they're horrendous, as long as they finish in the top 4, they would always be with them. Yeah. It's Basuma's really good, Ram. Lacey.
Yeah, we rate Basuma.
I see Basuma as more of a number 8 than a number 6, bro. I see him as more of a number 8 than a number 6, but he's a very good player. As we got anyway, Mr. Structure. Even though in the US these owners have most shares in the club, they can be forced to sell like owners of the Clippers. Yeah. I mean, the Clippers, the owner, what's his name? Jeff Sterling. Was that his name? Something Sterling, wasn't it? Something Sterling. Not Jeff Sterling of Saturday Soccer, whatever he calls it. You know what I mean? Not that Jeff. That's Sterling. Something Sterling he was named. He was racist. He got caught on secret tapes being absolutely anti-black racism was off the hook. Like the way he was so racist against the players and other African American supporters of his club. So he had to sell. His reputation was ruined, and he was forced to sell. But at the end of the day, we need to embarrass them and bury their reputation. So hopefully the Glazers will think we need to just walk away. We need to. And I always see that playing out every match. I don't know if any of you guys are in the US. Please, if you can get hold of the United fans in Florida, please go out there and protest against these Glazers. And the same to the Cockney Reds out there. You know where their office is in Mayfair. Get at them. We need to have all sorts of different tactics to protest, different ways to protest against these vultures. We need to. That's what we need to do, guys. But anyway, I know a lot of you is late. Thank you, all of you, for joining us. I'm just going to go to a couple of comments and then we're going to say good night. If anyone posted Ollie out today should be ashamed of themselves. He's not getting sacked at the moment. So why are they wasting their time when they should be? Exactly.
Nice one, Chris.
Chris, 100%, Chris. 100%. From shambles of a club to every club laughing at us. Just look at where Ollie has bought. Yeah.
It's a fair point. Very fair point. Yeah.
It's true. Yeah. Nobody can deny that. Nobody. We were a laughing stock with Jose Mourinho. Jose Mourinho, in fact, was taking the piss out of us. At every opportunity. He was taking the piss out of us.
Yeah.
Yeah. Of course they did. Of course. Could you imagine that the 14 of the clubs had that much power to bully the 6 to... That's what they should be really asking for. The FA, the Premier League, for putting real pressure, saying, you know what? All of the rest of the Premier League, the FA, the Players Association, all should be saying, sell the club. The 6 greedy cowards should all be selling. The 6 greedy cowards should all be forced to sell their clubs. If there was any justice in football, that would happen, Irfan. That's an incredible pressure from the governing bodies and the government. That would be incredible, because what they try to do is ruin football as we know it.
Yeah, but they don't see it as ruining football. Like I said,
Malcolm, you need to find. Yo, Malcolm, bro, you need to find, brother. You need to try to get hold of the Florida fans, Man United fans. They need to be able to protest the Glazers. They need to be able to. And anytime near where Tampa Stadium is, or the Tampa games, they need to have Glazers out inside. You know, in America, I know that in the US, there's a massive belief of freedom of speech, and I really hope to see Glazer out. Like we used to see. Remember, we used to see Wenger out or Wenger in, all over everywhere in all of the sport. Wenger. We used to see Wenger out everywhere. Some of them were memes, but there were some real photos where we would see Wenger in, Wenger out. So please, we need to get the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. We need to get Mayfair, the offices of the Glazers, headquarters in Mayfair. We need to get at the Glazers everywhere.
Yeah.
We need to get at them everywhere, guys. Everywhere. 100%, brother. 100%. Yeah,
we got to get the fans to go away and make sure that the message is understood. And no matter what you say about Ollie and the team, it's only going to change.
Ollie ain't getting sacked any time. Yep. I know that a lot of the people that were part of this were a lot of other clubs, you know, a lot of other fans in the Premier League who were just being horrible doing that. Try to start a trend, but we need to stay on point. To me, I tell you now, the day that I become Ollie out is when Ollie says Man United fans shouldn't protest. He starts moaning about the protest. Then he's picked a side.
Yeah,
he's really picked a side because at the end of the day, Ollie is employed by these Muppets, so he can't come out against them. If he's going to come out against them, he's going to have to hand in his P45. He thinks he's done a lot of work to try to make United competitive or to get us there, getting us on the road to be competitive. So he's not going to go anytime soon. So I'm telling you, if he comes out like what Henderson's coming out and what Klopp was almost hinting at, you know, then we can say Ollie and the Glazers need to go. Both of them need to go. You're bad as each other. Well, he's never bad as them. But for me, as long as he just keeps it, that thin line, keeps it, says he understands the fans. I mean, he came out. Could you imagine? No way in the hell would Van Gaal or Jose ever come out to speak to the protesting fans. No in the hell way. No way. Nobody can tell me Jose is going to come out and speak to the fans. No. If they went to Carrington, he would have been like, let's call the police. Let's get them off the ground. Let's get them all off this premises. That's what he would have been like.
He's a complete narcissist, though. Complete narcissist.
Right-wing authoritarian. That's how that's the politics Jose supports. But Ollie, as a fan, understands the passion of Man United fans. He understands that. And he's not said any bad words about the fans as yet. So let's not get distracted, guys. Please stay focused. Let's get this Glazers out trending every day. Every day I tweet. I wake up in the morning, I'm like, Glazers out. Every tweet I do, it's like auto for me because I've been waiting for this for 16 years, guys. I cannot stress that enough. I've been waiting for this. A lot of you have been waiting for this. A lot of the wider fan base have been waiting for this to get these vultures, leeches out. That's the message, guys.
The message we'll leave you with, yeah?
The message we'll leave you with. Just go to a couple of more comments. Of course they don't. Of course they don't. 100% Nate. Of course. Yes, come on, United. Vas, I definitely agree there, bro. Yeah, but listen, Ollie's waited for this, bro. This is Ollie's dream job. He can still think he can affect this. He still thinks he can affect it. Yeah. I would, 100%, I would. And I would, in Ollie's stock would just go through the roof for me. He will forever go down as he's already a club legend for what he did as a player, but he would be absolutely be worshipped if he walked out. If he said on Monday, that's it, I've had enough of this, or the end of the season, if he just said, right, I can't wait with these guys, we need to get them out.
It'd be a tough one, yeah. It'd be amazing that. Okay,
I don't know about that Gavin Williams. He said if the Glazers sell tomorrow and we get a new owner, that want to win a trophy, Ollie will be gone the next day. I don't know about that. Yeah. I know that new owners would always put in their new manager and whatever, but I don't know what that would be.
No.
To me, the thing that hurts me the most about Ollie is that he was never backed fully. They've never backed him fully. They're backstabbing him. They were talking to Poch. People forget that. A couple of months ago, 3-4 months ago, they were talking to Poch.
Yeah.
We were talking to Poch. Yeah. They were. So they're snakes, absolute snakes. That's what these guys are. Exactly. If the Glazers go, I promise you, we will have some reference of our club, especially if the fans can get a share of the club. 100%.
Right, Nuruddin, it's 12 now.
Exactly, guys. It's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you all for joining us on this late night. Like I said, I'm obligated to you. Honestly, I didn't want to. I was too disappointed. I was too downhearted. You know, I was really, when I saw Ollie out trending, I was like, oh gosh, it took us 6 days, six and a half days for us, or 7 days to be united, and then boom, this is happening again. But I'm obligated to you guys. You know, I can never do this without you guys. Please like, share, subscribe, share the video in your socials if you can. And it's been a pleasure, guys. It's always a pleasure. But please remember, me and Irfan and everybody on this channel, we want those toxic owners out. Stay on message. Try to help other fans try to get them to understand. It's never about the manager. Yeah, we want to go to bed, bro. It's been one of those days.
I know. It's late, man. Very late.
Anyway, peace, love, lights always, guys. Take care of yourselves. And thank you. Glazers out always, every day, every minute, 24/7, till they go.